Hello and welcome to Homestead Imaginations. I am Josh, and today we are starting more seeds. And especially we are starting celery, which every year I have my two boys pick two different plants that they want to grow, and they're fully responsible from starting it from seed to harvest and all the in between. And my oldest has picked celery as one of his plants, and that is one of the plants we're starting today. So we're actually going to start with him starting his celery plants, and then we're going to go into the rest of what I got going, what else I have starting today. So we'll get him in here and he's going to get started. Alright, so everybody just step to the right for real quick. So we're going to show the soil. We just got just like in the last video, if you caught the last video, we are using this. It's just Miracle Grow seed starting potting mix. We have that in here. Let's just try and get this to go down. Oh, wrong one. Let's see. I don't know, it's not working. So here we go. We got the seed or the soil mix here. It's very dry, and we like to make sure it's damp before we even get started. So I'm going to add some water, and he's going to mix it to make sure that it gets nice and damp for our seedlings. And it's quite a bit, so it's going to probably require a bunch of water. Alright, get in there and mix it up, buddy. So he really likes celery as a plant, so that's why he chose it, and it's our first year growing it, so he is excited to us finally be growing our own celery. His other plant is going to be broccoli, which is another favorite vegetable of his. How is it? Still pretty dry? Looks it.
No, well, over here. It's pretty great.
That's more. Want it nice and damp. And you don't need to get the whole mix, because we're not going to be using the whole mix. Especially you won't be, so you just need to get like a corner nice and wet and damp. How's that feel?
That's pretty moist.
You sure?
Mm-hmm.
Let's test it out. Oh yeah, it looks drier than it actually is. Yeah, no, that's good. Alright, so we're gonna plant 6 celery. So fill the 6 cells over here. Just grab the tray and do it over that. There you go. So we're gonna do 6 celery this year, and he's gonna fill it in, and then make sure you like pat it down, like push your thumb in, like it needs to be compacted. You don't want a bunch of empty space in there, because it won't do any good for the seeds. Make sure you're only getting it in the 6 cells and not all the neighboring cells, because we'll use that probably. We might end up using this tray for later on plants if we don't have any other trays available at the time to use. Might have to add them into an already started one. So yeah, we're going to do 4 this row here, and then the 2 in the back. Oh, we'll just do 2 in the front, seeing that you already started filling those. And then almost fill like pretty much right to the top. So celery is a surface plant. Start indoors 8 to 12 weeks. I don't know if this says it on here. I think it was something I had to look up. Takes 8 to 10 days to germinate. Alright, let's see. Let's see how you did, buddy. So, yeah, you definitely need to press a little bit harder. See how much space I'm making?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here. You get the idea. Push the other 2 in, down as well. Don't worry about the other cells. Just fill the 6 cells that we're going to use. The other cells will get emptied at some point, with whatever like little bit falls in. working on teaching them everything that I know. Here, get that stick out of there. We don't want this stick. Teaching them everything that I've been learned so far and trying to get better with our gardening. And then have them learn as well. It's important to have children and everyone basically learn how to at least grow food, whether they do it regularly or whatnot. It's still a good skill to learn and have in the back of your pocket. It's not all the way to the top because we do got to put the seeds in, and then we got to lightly cover them. They are they are apparently surface depth seeds. All right. How's it looking?
Good.
Looking good? All right. So now you can put the tray on the shelf for now. And then I'll help you with this part because trying to grab seeds is not easy. Let's adjust. Trying to adjust the camera, but it won't move. There it goes. All right. So let me get scoot in here. All right. Try not to block the camera. Okay, I'm not fully blocking it, but I am kind of in the way. So what we're going to do is we're going to put 2 seeds in each set. Okay? And the reason for that is just in case they don't germinate. And wow, these are tiny.
I don't think putting them in a hand is a good idea. I think just a little light.
Yeah, these seeds are literally like a pin drop. So I'm actually just going to help them out here and just slowly try and pop a couple in. Let's see, blocking the camera. I am. Here we go. Alright, so I'm just going to slowly try and pour these in. Yeah, I got two maybe there. That could be 2. Oh, I just lost a couple. That was probably 3 there. That was, I think, 3. That was 2. And then we're just gonna lightly cover them because they're supposed to be surface. And hopefully I didn't lose anything. So just put a little bit on top. Just a little bit. Yep, that's it. That should be good. And then we are going to put these up here on the heat mat. And then that's it for his seeds. Thank you, buddy. So here on the top shelf, we've got jeez, camera, cooperate. So I've got a heat mat, and I've actually put, I got 2 heat mats and they're both going. I think because of the metal and the spacing, the heat mats weren't able to stay hot. So I think you need to put something underneath them. So I just put this heat mat here because I already had it here. But I had just this heat mat on, just the bare metal here, which is, let me show that. So it's just that. So I think there was too much air getting under, and it was dissipating a lot of its heat that it was trying to generate, and the seeds temperature was getting down to 60, like 65 or 64, I think it was, before I switched up what I was doing. And now the seeds temperature soil, because here's the little thermometers right here in the corner of this, is now at 79 degrees. So you need to make sure that you got that kind of covered. It has something that can absorb the heat, and make sure that the heat isn't just dissipated through just having air and access to air and open space. So that will help with that. So basically I'm going to be doing the same thing for the rest of these, and my camera is about to die, so I'm not going to actually show every seed. Basically I'm going to just show what I'm going to do, how much of it I'm going to do, and then I'm just going to fill it in, and it's all going to be very similar to each other. So but I wanted to document, at least show what I am starting this year. I am doing 15. Oh, what's going on? There we go. 15 of these. Trying to get... lighting is not the best in this room. So 15 Walla Walla. I'm starting those today. I am starting 15 red Burgundy onions today. Then I have Heshiko bunching onion and Nebuka Evergreen bunching onions, which these are also commonly called like green onions. I am starting those today. I believe that's 8 of each. Yep, 8 of each. And these are a perennial, so these are actually going to go out to the food forest. And then Tokyo long white bunching onion. I got 3 different kinds because I just want to try them and see what ones we liked. I didn't know what the brand, like what kind of variety was the kind that we would like. So I just got 3 different kinds to try. Same thing, doing 8 of those. And then common English thyme. Finally doing the thyme. Last video I kept talking about thyme. It was not time to plant the thyme. This is common English thyme. Another perennial. So this is also going into the food forest. So I'm using my trays. I've already got them labeled to try and save time. So that way I could have hopefully covered this in the video. But yeah, starting these. They're 16 size tray, just like what we just did with the celery and what I did with the peppers. I'm using these to at least get everything started for some of the smaller stuff. And then most likely a lot of the stuff is going to get transplanted into bigger cups or containers. Try and straighten this camera. It's all screwed up. There. Try and straighten it out. It's just so uneven. So yeah. I'm gonna start these today. I think it's maybe another week before I start the next batch of things. Might be even 2 weeks. I forget the gap between what I start next. But getting things rolling. Things are getting started. And I'm pretty excited. Like, I love this time of year. I can't wait. Like, I've been coming down, even though like I know peppers take a while to germinate. I've been coming down constantly. Twice a day usually I come down and I always check my seedlings. I always check them in the morning before the day starts, and I usually check them before I go to bed to see what's popped, what's germinated and popped through the soil, and see how everything's doing. So it's a very exciting time of year. I'm very excited for this year. Really focusing on gardening and trying to make sure that we get a good harvest. So trying to make sure I focus on the gardens this year and not add too many additional projects, which, I mean, I have projects that I'm going to be accomplishing this summer and additions, but nothing major. I did all the major stuff last year and it completely took all my time and the garden suffered for it. So this year is really focusing on gardening because I really need to learn a lot more. I still have a lot to learn, but I really need to push like what I know, what I can do, and our preservation, so we can really grow our food for an entire year is the goal for this year. Like, that's our first attempt. So it's our first attempt. I used estimates to figure out exactly how much of every plant we'd want to grow to hopefully give us the food we'd want that would last us for an entire year. So it's a basis. Like, I don't expect that everything we grow will be exactly what we need for an entire year. It just should get us close. And then we'll just adjust as time goes on. Like, we need more of this, less of that, if we have any excess or surplus. But we're starting it. This year is the first year where we're trying to do that. So it'll be fun to see, this journey, and then a few years where we're at, how good we are at estimating how many plants we need. And I got tons of garden space, so space is not an issue. It's just figuring out how much and where, and then getting the gardens. Because now I have a big new garden, but the soil definitely needs a lot of work. It needs a lot more composting, a lot more time to fully break down the thick, hard clay. So it's going to be a rough first year, maybe even second year, but then eventually, like, I'll just keep I'm going to keep composting it. So I'll be adding a lot more compost bins. Like last year, I added 2 to my already 2, so it gave me 4. My goal this year is to double that, and I want 8 compost bins because I have so much space, so much stuff that I'm growing that I need a lot of compost, and it takes a long time because I have not been able to master the hot compost in my setup. So I might try it again this summer and try and hot compost again, but worst case, it doesn't really hot compost and it just takes time. you know, it takes roughly like a year to fully break down and be usable. So that's the goal. Really push this and really trying to get going on growing all our food. So I'm really excited. The boys are really excited. They love gardening. They love doing this kind of stuff. They love learning about it. They like taking care of their plants. So that's really cool to see as a father, to see them like curious and want to learn and how to do stuff. So it's exciting, especially as they get older. It's getting more and more exciting because they're capable of much more and more. So I think that's it for this video. We're all set. I'm gonna just get these seeds started here. Camera's about to die. I'm lucky that's lasted this long. So thank you for watching. I appreciate all the support, all the views I get. I hope you learned something from it. I hope you enjoy watching the journey. I'm only gonna get better. I'm trying to get better. So, you know, stay tuned, and I'll catch you next time. Keep the imagination rolling. Bye bye.